when the schedule released, I was really upset about having that early bye week. Man, we're going to have to play 13 weeks in a row after week 5. But honestly, that bye week couldn't have come at a perfect time. The Detroit Lions got healthy, and we're about to head into a gauntlet part of our schedule. At Dallas, at Minnesota, home against Tennessee, which isn't really a gauntlet, but then at Green Bay. 3 tough road games coming up in this 4-game stretch. And this stretch is going to determine our success for the season, in my opinion. How are we going to stack against these good teams? And are we that team that we said we were in the offseason? That's what this part of the schedule is going to determine, and we're healthy and we're ready to roll. And that's what I'm pumped about, and I'm glad the bye week came. The Cowboys, on the other hand, they're a little banged up. Micah Parsons is out, Eric Kendricks is out, and their defensive backs are questionable going into tomorrow. That's huge for this Detroit Lions team going into this game. It's a revenge game. I hate the Cowboys. I didn't look at the reffing assignments. We hope we don't have Clay Martin refereeing this football game, but if we do, we got to overcome the referees. I want this game to not even let the refs determine how this outcome comes. That's how I want this game to go for this Detroit Lions. From start to finish, you're coming off a bye. You better be ready to roll for a revenge game. We're not the only ones thinking about this. Dan Campbell's thinking about this. Dan Skipper's thinking about this. The whole team's looking at the Cowboys like, you stole one from us last year. We're here to kick your, you know what. That's what I'm thinking the mentality is going into this game. And how are we going to shut down the Dallas Cowboys offense? Well, you do it by stopping the run. Last week, the Dallas Cowboys offense came alive against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Our rushing offense came alive against the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. Rico Dowdle's rushed for 87 yards. If we can contain Rico Dowdle like we've done through the first 4 games of the season, shutting down all your opponent teams' running game and making their quarterback pass the ball, I'm feeling really good about this, because their only threat that I'm really concerned with is CeeDee Lamb. Cavante Turpin and Tolbert, I'm not really worried about that. I think that's going to be a healthy matchup for Terrion Arnold and Ennis Rakestraw if they come in, and Amik Robinson. I think Carlton Davis can handle CeeDee Lamb. I think that's going to be an interesting matchup. And we got to contain Dak. Get some pressure on Dak. They had 2 sacks last week against Dak Prescott. They were getting pressure on him. He threw 2 interceptions, and he had 2 touchdowns. If we can contain Dak, keep him in the pocket, and get some pressure on him. He's vulnerable. He can throw some picks, and that's where we got to capitalize on the Dallas Cowboys offense. Now let's flip it over to our offense and talk about how we're going to attack this defense. It's the same thing every week. It should be the same game plan. Pound the rock, establish the run, because when you establish the run with David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, those 2 safeties got to come down, and they got to respect the run, and that's where Jared Goff's game excels. When we can open up the play-action pass, and he can just sit back there and get comfortable and not have too much pressure on us. Too much pressure on him, and he shouldn't. Michael Parsons is out. Kendricks is out. Our starting offensive line is going to be in there. Frank Ragnow, Glasgow, Decker, Zeitler, Sewell. He should stay up. He should be upright, and he should be healthy. That's how it should go, and time of possession is going to be huge. Just like every week. It's the game plan. Like, it's not going to go like this every week, but if you can pound the rock with David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, limit their explosive plays on their offensive side of the ball, and we do not turn the ball over, the Detroit Lions should run away with this football game. The Dallas Cowboys are super banged up, and the Detroit Lions are, quite frankly, a better team than the Dallas Cowboys. So it's time to show America that this Detroit Lions team is here, and it's here to stay. I'm sick of hearing about the Minnesota Vikings. I want to win this game so we could be 4-1, and Minnesota could be 5-0 into that game next week, and that'll be for honestly one of the biggest games early in the season, and have an early division lead. That's what's going to be huge about this game. This gauntlet part of our schedule, 3-1 is what you want to go. Hopefully it's 4-0. That's probably not going to happen, but can't be any less than 2-2. Like I said, this is a gauntlet part of the schedule. After 9 games, we could be sitting at 6-3. Is that the end of the world? No, it's not. But we're playing good teams. That's what the fans need to realize. We're getting the top team from last year, and we're getting the good teams. So we're going to get every team's best punch. We're the Detroit Lions now. We're the new Detroit Lions. They know we're coming, and they know we're coming with the smoke. Look at every team that's played us the following couple, every team that's played us this year. What has happened to them the following week? They get blown out. The Detroit Lions are coming in and smacking teams in the mouth and playing some tough football. This Detroit Lions is a tough football team. I think they're tougher than this Dallas Cowboys team. I think this Dallas Cowboys team isn't as much of a team as this Detroit Lions team is, like teamwork-wise. I think there's a lot of Mike McCarthy doesn't have the control of the locker room like Dan Campbell has the control of the locker room here. That's my point. So I think this Detroit Lions team should run away with this football game. 32-24, 30-24. That's where I'm saying the Detroit Lions win. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Please keep helping this channel grow. I really appreciate you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.